Before we begin, a quick note. Here is Johnson. If you have a story about a financial disaster, a rigged system, or a lesson you learned the hard way, share it in the comments below. We're selecting the most insane, eye-opening stories to turn into full animations like this one. Your experience could become the warning that helps someone else avoid the same trap. So drop your truth in the comments. Now, let's look at the math. The math of marriage. People say marriage is about love, and emotionally that may be true, but financially, marriage is something else entirely. In the modern economy, a marriage certificate is often the largest financial contract most people will ever sign, bigger than a car loan, bigger than a mortgage, and in some ways, even riskier. Think of marriage like a merger between two startups. Startup number one is disciplined. It saves money. It invests. It plans for the future. Startup number two is currently selling its office furniture to pay for high-interest lattes. When those two companies merge, something interesting happens. The responsible one doesn't magically fix the reckless one. More often, the reckless one drags both of them down. Debt becomes shared, risk becomes shared, spending habits become shared. And suddenly, what looked like a romantic partnership quietly becomes a financial liability agreement. Most couples don't realize this until the numbers finally stop cooperating. Introducing. Allow me to introduce a very common character in the modern economy, the "I needed it" spouse. And just to be clear, this person can be a husband or a wife. Financial irresponsibility doesn't care about gender. Some people collect investments, others collect delivery boxes. This person doesn't buy gold, they buy convenience disguised as personality. A subscription here, a delivery there, another package tomorrow. Slowly, the house begins to look less like a home and more like an Amazon distribution warehouse. They spend $150 a month on organic, artisanal, ethically sourced water. Water, the thing humans have been drinking for thousands of years without a brand label. And when the credit card bill arrives looking like a horror movie, the explanation is always the same. Relax, it was on sale. Or even better, think about how much money we saved. Saved by spending. This is one of the most fascinating psychological tricks of modern consumer culture. If something costs $100, but you buy it for $80, your brain celebrates a $20 victory. But the credit card company sees something different. They see $80 borrowed money. And if that $80 sits on a high-interest credit card long enough, that great deal might eventually cost $160 or more. The system doesn't care about your intentions. It only cares about interest. And interest is patient. It grows quietly in the background while couples argue about candles, gadgets, and limited-time deals. Now, here's where things get darker. The financial system doesn't just tolerate this behavior, it quietly depends on it. Banks love couples that fight about money because a divided couple becomes a desperate couple. One person overspends, the other person panics. Then comes the consolidation loan, the balance transfer, the emergency credit line. Each solution simply adds another layer of interest. Before long, you're not building wealth anymore. You're simply servicing debt. Wake up, go to work, pay interest, sleep, repeat. This is what I call becoming a financial zombie. You're technically alive, but every month your future is slowly being eaten away. And it gets worse, because when you're legally married, the consequences often become shared. If one spouse makes reckless financial decisions, the entire household can feel the fallout. A hidden credit card, a risky loan, a can't-miss investment opportunity. And suddenly, the family budget isn't just stressed, it's drowning, not in water, but in interest payments. But there is another path, the power couple. These couples don't have perfect lives. They argue, they make mistakes, but they share one powerful advantage. They are financially aligned. They treat their budget not like a prison, but like a defense system, a firewall against inflation, against debt, against the constant pressure to spend. They don't hide purchases, they don't hide problems, they don't hide debt, because secrecy is what destroys financial partnerships. Transparency is what protects them. These couples treat money like a shared mission. Every dollar has a purpose. Every decision moves the household forward, brick by brick, year by year. And slowly, something powerful happens. One income plus another income doesn't equal two. It becomes something stronger, a financial fortress, a household that can survive layoffs, recessions, unexpected bills, because they built the system together. So, here's the truth. Before you commit to someone, don't just ask if they love you. Ask a more dangerous question. Do they want to build or do they want to borrow? Because the person you marry doesn't just share your life, they share your financial future. And the math never lies. But remember something else. This channel is built on real experiences. If you've lived through a financial disaster, if you escaped a debt trap, or if you learned a brutal money lesson the hard way, share your story in the comments. We read every submission, and some of those stories might become future animated breakdowns on this channel. Your experience could become the warning that helps someone else avoid the same mistake. So, tell your truth. Subscribe to Johnson Finance, and I'll see you in the next one.